Big Kid Energy. Welcome back to the FredTalk podcast. I am your host, Freddie Valoy. Sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/Freddie Valoy, or go to my Instagram profile. This is probably easier for everybody. Go to my Instagram profile and right on there, there's a link. It's $5 a month. It'll support your boy, achieving the dream, achieving the ninja mission that I'm on here over the next decade or two. Big news on the internet today. Andrew Tate has been banned from Instagram, banned from like a bunch of social media platforms. I believe YouTube. I tried to Google some of the videos to give some examples of why he's banned, but they aren't on there. So I don't know, man. What are fatherless? What are fatherless the fatherless young men out there going to be doing now, huh? Who's going to be their next internet daddy is my question, right? Because Andrew Tate came after Kevin Samuels. I covered Kevin Samuels a couple episodes ago. It's in the title. Go check it out. But it's one of these internet personalities guys. These like how to be a man, how to get women guys. Some people might classify it as the red pill society. Douche. It's essentially the red pill shit is like hyper masculine. Hey, this is how it's gonna be. This is blah blah blah. Which a lot of the things you can learn from there are true when it comes to like being a man and when it's coming towards yourself, right? Like fucking work out, treat yourself right, set goals, all that stuff. Then there's this other side of it where you can tell motherfuckers they're going after it just for the clicks. And Kevin Samuels was on like a certain tier where he was saying a lot of honest and true things, but he was definitely there was some showmanship in there, and the clips that went viral the most were the ones where he's being very honest with women. And there's sometimes he would say things and would go out of line, and that would be entertaining to a lot of people, whatever. I personally wouldn't do that myself, but I did find some of the videos entertaining. I'm not going to try to put myself up here like a fucking white knight or whatever. And the issue with that, some people think, is that it can influence young men that are lost, which there's a lot of that right now. It can influence them and kind of brainwash them to treat women as objects, to not respect them and all that. What do you guys think? Well, I mean, this seems, Andrew Tate to me seems like the guns of, he seems like the guns of the internet, right? Like, cause if you want to manipulate people, you can do it. You can do it through self-help books. You read enough self-help books and you're like, all right, this is getting kind of weird, especially if you read 48 Laws of Power. You're just like, okay, if I follow these rules, I can definitely manipulate the fuck out of people. But if you have any kind of soul, you got to, any of that stuff is touch and go. Any of that stuff. There's been a lot of books recently too with the tech boom in the last 10 or 15 years that are like books on charisma, on how to capture attention and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure that helps a lot of people, but it can definitely be put into the wrong hands. Guys, the fuckboy is out there. The fuckboy uses any information whatsoever to achieve the main goal of acquiring a stable of women that they can toy with their emotions, all right? And right now, I'm totally doing a Jose Canseco, where I'm a former fuckboy, right? Jose Canseco did the steroids, and then he was on... He was in a suit in the Supreme Court pointing fingers like that motherfucker over there did it, that motherfucker over there. And I'm not doing this to be like, oh, guys, this is... whatever. I kind of just want to add nuance to all this, because the fuckboy is a force of nature. You can never get rid of the fuckboy. All right, they're one of the elemental crystals of the universe. Is the fuckboy? The fuckboy is a part of life. It's a part of the dark side of the yin or the yang. I always forget which one it is, but there's two. Pick one. Just know that it's the black. It's the dark side of the force. Fuckboys are everywhere. That's why I tell, right now, like I said, they'll use any information, any trends. Right now, the therapy trend is hot, right? Fuckboys are telling girls that they go to therapy. And I always tell women, ask follow-up questions, all right? And yes, this is one of my bits on stage, but this was a thought way before it was a joke or whatever. Yeah, ask follow-up questions. Be like, yo, let me see a invoice, most recent invoice. How often do you go? When a guy says, oh, I go to therapy, ask how often do you go? And then if he's like, when was the last time you went? How often do you go? Actually, when was the last time you went should be the first question, because that you got to catch him on. That one's going to catch him on his heels. And then ask for proof of documentation. This is what you got to do. There's therapy fuckboys. There's spiritual fuckboys. They're doing the whole, oh, I do this and I'm fucking healing, but they just want to heal their dick inside your vagina. They want your vagina to heal them. And they'll use spirituality and yoga and motherfucking a lot of beads, a lot of wrist wear, a lot, right? People, the more wrist wear somebody has, the more trauma they're going through. That ain't good or bad. It just depends on how they, whatever. But it's always a good sign. You got to be aware in this world. So if you see somebody with a lot of wrist wear, they might need a hug. So be nice to them. All right. But it also could be the spiritual fuckboy in disguise. Right? You know how birds got, the bright feathers and all that, and they do their dance. I have a video saved on my Instagram. If you're watching the video, this is literally what the bird does, and he kind of starts picking up speed like this, and then the lady bird watches for a little bit. If she likes it, she goes with him. If she doesn't, she keeps walking, and the little bird tries to get it, kind of like, hey, don't go yet. Gone. That's a spiritual fuckboy with their beads. They're going to be shaking their beads in their face. They're going to be like, oh, I got this in Thailand. I got this in Tulum. All right? There's fuckboys everywhere. There's entrepreneurial fuckboys. Okay? The sheets ain't the only thing they're going to be spreading. You feel me? Right? And even the entrepreneur, ask follow-up questions, because people are using that entrepreneur shit very loosely these days. Right, with the LLCs and this and that, there's this big hard-on to have an LLC with no business plan or idea. So be careful. Don't connect the words with how the people are moving and see if it checks out. Trust your gut, okay? But there's nothing we could do about the segment of people that are in relationships for survival. Not, they say they want love, they say they want this, but a lot of them just want to manipulate. So you got to put it on yourself to not get, don't get okie doked by this Instagram trend. Back to Andrew Tate. To the men out there, dude. I mean, there's this another part of this internet trend of Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, the arguing of men and women and this and that. The fucking most annoying question, and I covered this with Aaron Ransom on a podcast recently, is what do you bring to the table? I'm going to talk to the men here, bro. If you're a man, you don't need. Why are you asking that question? And the answer to that question is easy. It's companionship. But you should know through experience with this person if they're bringing the thing to the table that you want. And the gotcha that's supposed to be in that question when the men ask it to the women is usually like, what are you bringing to the table besides some pussy? As if if someone just got consistent pussy, that wouldn't tame 87.9% of men out there. Come on, bro. Stop acting like pussy ain't built indirectly built what's going on here. Stop acting like pussy don't have power, bro. What do you bring besides pussy? That's kind of all you want. You just want a few of them, and you want to give somebody a hard time. What do you bring to this table besides pussy? And it's such a stupid, and those shows, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, they always seem to get the highlights of the girls where you're like, are they the sharpest tools in the shed? Right? It's like when the local news interviews the local crackhead, and he's like, when I was here, I saw him down there, and then you're just like, God damn, why'd they get? There's other black people. This is It's like Fox. It's like when Fox News. I just saw Fox News interview some liberal progressive dressed as Satan, and I was like, God damn, dude, they know their audience. They know those people are gonna be watching and just being like, could you believe this? I'm never going to New York. It wasn't even in New York, but I'm never going to a big city. I'm just gonna. I kind of like that was some scumbag shit, but I'm like, I see what Fox is doing. Everybody's in it for the clicks and all this bombastic. I'm gonna put you in your fucking place, bro. Everybody has a place. You don't need to be like the people that should be putting you in your place are people close to you. Yeah. So these, what do you bring to the table? Andrew Tate, fresh and fit. You can always pull advice out of something, right? You can always pull advice out of something, but was it worth it having these guys out there? I think sometimes for young men, bro, play a sport. Go fucking read some philosophy. And this is for the dudes that actually want to find love, bro. Because it's actually like, it's supposed to be difficult to get laid and get pussy, right? It's supposed to be difficult to do that. It's even more difficult to find like love. So you got to put in work. None of this fucking smoke and mirror shit. And this is coming from a guy who did smoke and mirrors, bro. I was in the factory with him making the mirrors and the smoke. Andrew Tate. Manipulation, bro. I mean, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful that you are not subconsciously manipulating people. Passive aggression, that's manipulation. When you're like, oh my God, when someone says something acting like they're thinking out loud, but they're trying to communicate to the other person. That's passive aggression. That's not good. That's manipulation. Where'd you get that from? 48 Laws of Power? Or 50 Laws of Power. 50 Cent redid the book. I personally haven't read it. I read a few of the tips from 48 Laws of Power, and I'm like, oh, this is dark. Doing the negging, being mean to women so you can catch the one that's like, oh my God, I love this. I love being treated like shit. Here's tips for picking up women. Hey guys, here's how to get pussy. First steps first, wash your ass. Okay? Number 1, wash your ass and dry your crotch area and your balls. All right? Let's get the hygiene on point first, right? Physical hygiene. That's an easy place to start. Every time you take a shower, you get like a 2% energy boost. I don't care what anybody says. I'm doing my own study at the University of DeVry. And listen, hygiene. Whatever you got to do, figure out your hairstyle, figure out your beard. Nobody could pick that for you. You got to feel that shit out. Beard, hygiene, mental hygiene. What are you consuming? Are you just, is it porn and you just are you watching Lifetime movies? Because that's what you got to do. You got to do a Lifetime movie cleanse. Sit down for 4 Sundays a month. This is going to be no more sober October. 4 Sundays in October. All the men that listen to this, you're going to watch one Lifetime movie a Sunday. It has to be on a Sunday. Because that's when my mom used to watch them, and it just feels right. I'd be sitting there watching some lady get like domestically abused, and my mom would lean over and fucking poke my head and be like, listen to me, nigga, if I ever catch you putting your hands on a woman, I will fucking kill you, all right? All right? Because she got domestically abused, and I kind of look like my dad, so that was like, it was a good way to redirect the energy and be like, I'm going to use this anger as a teaching moment. She scared me, and something I would never do. I hold the women off. You got to do the grab the wrist and then cover your balls, fellas. That's the move when a girl tries to hit you. You gotta restrain the wrist, hold, and then you gotta because they're gonna go for your balls because they've been programmed to know that's the 2 meters in the Death Star that'll fuck his whole shit up. So you just gotta put your knees together and kind of like put your butt back and just like stop, just let her kind of get tired. Lifetime movies, whatever, dude. I don't know, dude. I'm not trying to drop any fucking knowledge here or anything like that. My question is now who's going to be, because it was like Kevin Samuels and then Andrew Tate was like the next evolution. And my point in bringing up Kevin Samuels, where he was at, his was a little harder to catch. Andrew Tate's like 2 levels the next way, where it's so much so that it's clearly trolling when he's giving his opinions on women. This guy's like net worth 50 mil. I think he was a international kickboxer at one level. So he has like the accolades or whatever, and he's pretty entertaining. But if you're not smart enough to understand that this dude is trolling, bro, and you're over the age of 30 or 25, come on, man. What are you doing? Get your shit together. What? Go put a warm rag on your forehead for 5 minutes. Andrew Tate, dude. Kevin Samuels. Self-help. Everybody trying to get better. The gender war. Everybody's fighting. Men are stronger. Women could do this better. Men could do this better. What can you do? You as a person. How do you fucking add to the world? Are you out here? Are you a spiritual fuckboy? Are you being a fuck girl? This is, by the way, if I say boy, girl, do whatever you got to do the thing. We're humans. Most of us are fucked up. Super fucked. I've read a part of a graphic novel. I got to get back to it. My boy lent it to me. And a disease breaks out where all the men die. All the men died through some disease. And you end up it's like an apocalypse. Planes are falling out of the sky because pilots are men and blah, 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 all this stuff. Society got rebuilt. It's all women. And what you realize throughout the book is that they start acting just like the men because human beings are fucked up. So talk to a family member or a close friend that's a guy and ask if he's mourning Andrew Tate and have a sincere conversation with him. That guy might just need a hug, okay? The guy just probably needs a hug. And ask to see his calendar, what kind of goals he has, and start him there. These men need guidance. These men need guidance. And it's not like it's not like you got to start a sport, I guess. I guess you can. Yeah, you could do like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, shit like that. But then you're going to get a bunch of scumbags doing Jiu-Jitsu, and there's creeps everywhere, dude. Even at Jiu-Jitsu gyms, when girls come in comedy, when the new girl comes in, you could feel it, bro. You could feel the fucking bloodlust. Because humans are fucking weird. So it's like you got to spend your whole life. I don't know. I don't want to use the word weird because weird's good. No. See, there's 2 sides of weird, bro. There's a yin and yang to the weird. Yeah, but I don't know. The red pill society thing annoys me. Is the closing arguments of this Dolocast. I find that some people get pleasure from watching some dude on the internet beat up on a woman, or the vice versa. Like they can't separate themselves. They put themselves in the position, and it's almost like politics. I need my side to win so that I feel better about my place in this life. And the shit ain't gonna work if we don't have empathy, guys. Empathy was a hooker I bought the other day. 2 for $5. It was 2 midgets. Guys, sign up to my Patreon. I'm Freddie Valois. If you have any questions about the Andrew Tate thing, whatever, let me know. Let me know what I missed, because I'm sure this is the first day it drops. So I'm sure this is like, there's going to be more to uncover, and I'm sure there's shit I missed too, because I always miss something. Sign up to my Patreon. Go to my Instagram profile. Hit that link. $5 a month. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Love you so much. Bye.